Good morning, folks. Welcome back to Ice Road Trucker. Today, I'm giving you an inside look into the daily life of a long-haul trucker. It's not all about the open road and long stretches of highway. It's a lifestyle, one filled with challenges, rewards, and moments that only a trucker will truly understand. Let's hit the road. All right, first things first, let's get the truck fired up. I'm checking the truck's systems, lights, tires, fuel, and of course the brakes. Safety is number one. I've got a long day ahead of me, so I want everything running smooth. And before we hit the road, let's talk about what today's route looks like. There's a mix of highways, smaller roads, and maybe a few tricky turns along the way, but that's part of the job. As we roll down the highway, let me give you a little behind the scenes of a trucker's day. Now, most people think of truckers as just drivers, but there's a lot more to it than that. It's not just about driving from point A to point B, it's about managing time, staying safe, and, let's not forget, dealing with the elements. Truck stops are a big part of a trucker's life. This is where we get fuel, grab a bite to eat, or just take a break. And let me tell you, truck stops are like little communities in themselves. Pulling into a truck stop is like a mini pit stop for us. First, I'll grab some fuel, then head to the showers if I've been on the road for a while. A lot of the time, it's also where I'll have my meals. And since I'm on the road a lot, I like to find spots that offer good food and a place to rest. Truck stops come in all shapes and sizes. Some are basic, just a fuel station and a small convenience store. But the best ones have diners or restaurants where you can sit down for a hot meal. It's one of the few times during the day when we actually get to relax for a few minutes and talk to other truckers. I've met some great people along the way. Fellow truckers often stop at the same places, so we tend to bump into each other. We swap stories about the road, share advice, and of course, joke around. But there's also a lot of respect among us. We all understand the grind, the stress, and the importance of looking out for each other. After a good meal and a quick break, it's time to get back on the road. It's easy to forget, but even though you're in a big rig, you're still out here in the elements. Whether it's rain, snow, or extreme heat, the weather can change fast and you've got to stay alert at all times. Driving through rain or snow means you've got to take things slow. It's all about keeping control of the truck. With heavy winds, slick roads, or even poor visibility, it's easy to get into trouble if you're not careful. That's why truckers have to be constantly aware of the road conditions and make decisions on the fly. As the day turns into night, things can get a little quieter out here. Fewer cars on the road and the truck stops are starting to empty out. But it's also when the fatigue starts to set in. Being a trucker isn't just about driving. It's about maintaining focus for hours at a time. After a long day on the road, that can be exhausting. Sometimes I'll stop for the night if I'm getting too tired to drive safely. Rest is just as important as getting from A to B. A lot of truckers have their own little routine when it comes to parking and setting up for the night. A good spot with plenty of space is key, and I always try to pick somewhere that feels safe and secure. People often ask me what the best part of being a trucker is. Well, there are a lot of perks: seeing new places, meeting new people, and enjoying the quiet, solitary moments when you're just cruising down the highway. But there are tough parts too: the long hours, the isolation, and the constant pressure to meet deadlines. At the end of the day, though, it's all worth it. There's no other job quite like it. Tomorrow I'll hit the road again. But that's the life of a trucker. Never the same day twice. Always a new challenge around the corner. But no matter what, I wouldn't change it for anything. So that's a day in the life of a trucker. From waking up before the sun to the late night stops and everything in between, it's a job that demands focus, patience, and a bit of grit. If you liked this behind-the-scenes look, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more content. I'll be back with more stories from the road. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you on the next one. Until next time, keep on trucking and keep those wheels turning.